What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another edition of Storytime with the Mobettarussells. And in this edition of Storytime, we will be discussing how we met. How did we meet?
In so many ways.
In so many ways. So there was the unofficial way, and then there was the official way. The unofficial way, it just kind of happened up and up. Up and up passing. We've been kind of seeing each other off and on. I was working her a block where she had stayed. I was hugging the block, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. So it was around 2013, around Christmas break time, right before the Christmas break, and as far as I remember her passing through, and well, you go ahead and then I'll tell you a story, cause she always have a way of telling it.
Well, let's make a couple of things clear. Location, Los Angeles, at the University of Southern California, where I was attending a graduate program. Stephen was working security, not selling drugs on the corner, hugging the block. So I just want to clear that up, get that disclaimer out there. So unofficially, we met by me doing what I needed to do, which is walk down the street to get to school. Stephen said hi to me. I said hi to him. The more I passed and the more he said hi, the more I felt like I was going to pass out because I thought he was so cute. And I really wanted to know his name, but I was scared. I was shook up.
Yeah, like she was on her Alicia Keys tip for a second. Hello, is this Michael? But no, it was the Christmas break, and she caught me off. Completely off guard. Because she had walked past me, and then she said hey, and then I said hey, and then I had kind of staggered, and then I said hey, well you have a nice what I say, a nice
have a happy Christmas.
Yeah, a happy Christmas. That's what I said. And so that was the unofficial way.
And I just want to also add that when he said that, that's when I knew for sure to stay away from him, because that was too much talking. That's the most talking that we'd ever done. Mind you, not once did I ever stop. I always kept going.
And that was the whole entire point. I was like, man, she definitely seemed like she was on a mission. So, I was just always cool and I was chilling, man. But the official way of how we had met was May 16th, 2014. And it started very, very early. I had actually elected to take the morning shift instead of the swing shift that I had generally worked, which that was the graduation day. And so I was working from 6 to about 2 p.m. And so timeline-wise, around 8 o'clock, you had said, what happened?
I had to come downstairs to help my aunt and my cousin find parking. And I was outside in my pajamas and my bonnet, looking around like, oh, where are they? And then I saw him on the corner.
Which I did not see her.
But at that moment, I was devastated because I knew he saw me in my bonnet and in my pajamas with no bra on.
And I did not. I did. And so I was walking down towards Adams, and then I caught her from the corner of my eye. So I kind of had to double take because I was up on a whole nother mission, and so then when I had fully turned, I had seen her up in a beautiful blue dress, and then she had her cap and gown up in hand. And so at that point, I had thought to myself, should I try and dash over there real quick? But she was moving too doggone fast, so I was
late.
Yeah, so I was like, you know what? She has to come back this way. So I said, God, if it is meant to be, I will get this up woman's phone number. It was around 1 o'clock. Mind you, it was super hot. It was like the beginning of summer, so I had to catch some shade real quick. And so I was up in the shade, chilling up on 28th at this point. Yet again, caught me off guard because she just kind of crept up on me. It was like, hey, I see you up in the shade.
That's not what I said.
Then what'd you say?
I said, hey, you always in the cut.
Yeah.
And then he's all, yeah.
saying now.
I think I told you to have a good day too. I was like, have a good day. Like as I was still going.
Yeah, I think you might have said something like that.
I'm certain I did.
But then she had also complimented me up on my shades.
Oh yeah.
And so I was going to further the conversation up until I seen like a guy kind of like a trailing, a few feet up behind her. And so essentially I had thought that was her, a man. I said, a woman this doggone fine with that much poise obviously have to have a man. And so I mean, like, sure enough, I had seen this gentleman trailing, which I found out later that, well, of course, that was her cousin. And so I had just kind of, like, let it be. I was like, oh, well, you have a great day. And she kept on pushing. And then a few, maybe about 10 to about 20 feet trailing up behind with Ma Dukes and TT. And Ma Dukes, she had stopped me, which Ma Dukes, that is Angelina's mother. And she stopped me. And she said, hey, are you single? And then I looked at her, I said, why, yes, I am. And then she said, all right, in 10 minutes, meet me down here.
In what?
In 10 minutes.
In 10 minutes. In 10 minutes.
In 10 minutes, she said, meet me down here. So, going back and forth from Adams to 28, from 28 to Adams. So,
I just want to add that the only reason my mom said something to him is because I had been talking about him for, I don't know, maybe like 2-3 months. Telling her, oh, this really cute guy works on the corner. Oh, he's so cute, I can't talk to him. I was telling my friend Susie.
Shout out to Susie.
People knew that I was in love with this man. He just didn't know, and I did not know his name. So we were having relationship issues, you know?
Yeah.
So that's why my mom did that. She knew that I wasn't going to, how do you say, have the balls to say something to him. So she took it upon herself to go ahead and speed things up for me.
Yeah, so at that point, as soon as she said, meet me down here up in 10 minutes, which was on Adams, I said, all right. I got my gusto back. I said, Lord, it must be meant to be. It must be that I'm to get this woman's phone number today. So I pulled out my stack of gum, I popped the stick in, and brushed my hair real quick because I always stay with a brush. And I had proceeded down Severance to Adams, and around this time it was about, I want to say, around that time it was about 1:30, and so I had made it down there, and then mind you, it was actually, 10 minutes had actually turned into almost like 30 minutes, but I had actually made it down there by about 1:50. So I'm standing there, and then I'm thinking to myself, maybe she had already came out, maybe I missed her. I said, nah, I would have seen her walking down the street. And so I stayed there. Mind you, I'm actually off at 2 o'clock. And so as to where I was stationed, we actually have a van that picks us up. And so they generally always precise at 2 o'clock. So at this point, now 5 minutes passed and it was already about 1:55. And so at this point, I'm kind of, as far as a debating, should I actually go? Is she gonna come out? Should I stay? Should I just tell the van that, hey, I'm actually gonna walk it in, which was like a whole another almost 10-minute walk, but it was definitely worth it. And so I said, you know what, I'm gonna stay. And sure enough, I had heard up over the radio, due to the graduation and then of course traffic, they were gonna be about 10 minutes late. So that had bought me about another 15 minutes. So I said, cool. And so I'm still just standing there, just waiting. Just at this point, my anxiety, or as far as anxiousness, rather had started to bubble. And
the bubble?
Yeah,
the bubble guts?
Yeah, I was at the BGs. But so a student that I generally always talk to, up in like a passing. I mean, like he had stopped it, and then I mean, like we were conversing, and sure enough, about 2 or 3 minutes into the conversation, she had walked out. It felt like a movie, cause all I remember is nothing that he was talking about. Everything had just went blank, and all I seen was just her. And so I had. She said that I had ran up over there.
He did.
But I had lightly jogged.
I heard someone running up on me. It startled me to where I turned around like, whoa.
First of all,
it was startling.
It was my presence. I said, hey. I said.
You were already at me. You said, hey. I already turned around. It was like, whoa. All I know is if you're in Los Angeles and you're a female, if you hear footsteps behind you and they're moving rapidly, it's going to make you uncomfortable. You're going to turn around. That person's walking too fast, so they're running up on you, and that is what he did.
I wasn't even that close to
running
it.
Up on you.
I wasn't even
I heard
that close.
Your footsteps like boom, boom, boom. I was like,
I had on boots.
Shouldn't have been walking so fast. I shouldn't have been walking so fast.
Yeah. So anywho, and then that's of course like when I went over there, and you know had introduced myself, and the first thing that she asked me was, "Oh, how old are you?"
Well, I asked him what's his name first.
Yeah, well, what's my name?
Because that's all I wanted. At that point, I was satisfied I had his name.
Yeah, and so...
I then asked him, how old are you? Because he looked really young.
Yeah, I've always looked younger than my age.
And he said, not 18. In my head, I'm thinking, he 18. I knew he was too young.
And so, yeah, man, at that point, I had proceeded to get her a phone number, and here we are today. But after I got her a phone number, oh, and then sure enough, like right after I got her a phone number, I mean, the van had should have had like pulled like a write up simultaneously. So I was like, man, everything was just such perfect timing. And so, you know, after that, I called my main man, VT, up, and I said, I got her. I got her. I hit the jackpot, is exactly what I said. I said, I won. And indeed, that's exactly what happened. That's what I did.
And I called Susie very happily, told her that I know his name. His name is Steven. I got his name. And she was so thrilled. You would have thought that I told her, you know, somebody just asked me to marry them. I was happy. I was excited.
And look at that.
And then he asked me to marry him.
But yeah, y'all, so that is the story time of how. So we hope y'all had enjoyed this edition of story time, and stay tuned for many more to come. All right, y'all, Mo Better.